experience under the belt as well of Carl Gallagher. So you have facets to this match apart from just mixed martial arts. Both well versed in jiu-jitsu, and Gallagher has even done Japanese jiu-jitsu at a green belt level. But fighting under the tutelage of Tom King and Chris Fields, he's really found a home with mixed martial arts, and he is our champion. First title defense. They always say it's easier to climb the mountain than to stay on the summit. The target is on the back of Gallagher, and Denning has taken aim.
We saw just how intelligent the BJJ for mixed martial arts was of Carl Gallagher in his title-winning effort against Carl McBlain. Just change the levels, give Carl a number of different looks, shot in for the takedown, solidified position. You can see him just light on his feet, changing levels there, giving Denning something to think about.
Nice heavy leg kick buried into the thigh, and Gallagher, both fighters just looking at each other, waiting to see what other throws, and Denning looking for the heavy body shot.
It's one of those inevitabilities in mixed martial arts. Carl Gallagher setting up a takedown with the hands.
Gallagher is bouncing on his legs, almost like he's powering up the spring, about to uncoil. Denning confidently standing in front of Gallagher. Goes high, Gallagher goes for the takedown. Look for the kick to Denning, but Gallagher gets it to the mat, and this is where he does his best work, Phil.
It's where he really thrives. You notice just how low he keeps his hip, and it's constant movement. He doesn't settle. He's always looking to improve position.
And what you really notice about the Team KF fighters is they really listen to their corners as well. So Tom King, Chris Fields, right in front of Carl Gallagher. He can literally make eye contact with his coaches for advice. Slides into half guard. Beautiful work by Gallagher.
Well, with the greatest of respect, it would be very difficult not to listen to Chris Fields in the corner.
I think any of the Team KF guys who didn't make the trip up to Belfast from Dublin can still hear Chris. I think they have nightmares about it. Good shoulder pressure here by Gallagher on Denning.
But that's what I mean, not on there. He gives his opponent just enough space to make the mistake.
Beautiful work. You said that, Phil, talking earlier, and he used that exposure to get that mount. Yeah. Grapevine now on the legs, and really going to hold this position down. And beautiful work.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Carl Gallagher give Denning just enough space to give up his back, as he did with Carl McBlain.
It's similar when we were calling Camille's fight earlier on tonight about the process doc of do this, do this, do this. He uses it, but in some way leaves his snake charms. He almost shows you the light. Oh, there's your escape route. Oh no, I've advanced.
Classic bait and switch.
It's beautiful work by Gallagher. With Denning, what can he offer from bottom? Can he recover position in the vicarious position of under the full mount of Carl Gallagher, our champion?
He just spreads his weight so expertly. You know, it's not all centered in one spot.
Beautiful work here as well. Just the small intricacies of what he's doing. Just covering the mouth to stop the breathing and obstruct the breathing. Here's the 10-second clapper that goes to land some heavy shots.
There's the back take.
Intelligent as well, not to look for the choke. New time is running out, so
points.
Just last it and get the points. And Denning knows what it's like to fight a champion. He's experienced 3 rounds of Carl Gallagher.
That is the Carl Gallagher blueprint right there. I mean, he was beginning to do the same thing. When Carl Gallagher began to change levels with that springing motion, we see Denning mirror that. I'd like Denning to fight his own fight a little bit more and work off his strikes.
You could see the first round, it was Gallagher. He sits back. It's an almost odd-looking posture that he holds, where he sits and springs. And it's Denning who goes for the takedown, but a beautiful switch of the hips there for Gallagher to turn it. And again, right on the opening bell, Phil, he's in full mount.
And this is exactly where he wants to be. He's not going to waste any time. He's not going to make a stupid mistake. He just has those almost one hook in, and he's just creeping his way further up. Denning holding on for best he can.
I really like the grapevining as well, and it doesn't look like it's awkward, but it's actually punishing on the grind and stretching the muscles out of your opponent as well, while also allowing you to anchor that position.
And then just as we say that, he transitions just into a slightly higher mount.
And again, just to re-establish the position, grapevines the legs once again, and then sits the knees up into that mount, the high mount.
Denning trying to do the right thing and kick out of those grapevines. But Gallagher, just with that constant pressure, implementing every bit of his body, using the shoulders. In the high mount now.
Denning's got to be careful sitting up with the arms like that, because Carl Gallagher will bring that home and put it on his mantelpiece right beside his Clan Wars title.
Just such a calculated, analytical approach, but Denning with the switch.
Excellent work by Denning there. It looked as if Gallagher was going to maybe step over, potentially look for a Kimura there. But Denning used that gap and now finds himself in the guard. So what can Jordan Denning do?
He has to roll those hands to the inside. You can't be putting your hands on the mat against somebody as dangerous as Carl Gallagher. You need to roll them in and keep them tucked safe inside.
Brisfield's calling for a triangle. Gallagher potentially setting it up, making the adjustments, trying to trap an arm potentially and switch the hips and go.
It's almost like a python's grip. You know, it's giving you just enough space just to tighten up the things you want. By the time you realize that you're in danger, it's potentially too late.
He's got to be careful of the push of the using the cage. Gallagher, and he has solidified the position. He's been here for a while. What can he do? Can he try to advance or to land some punishing blows to Gallagher? At the moment, it's Gallagher just holding the posture down, switching and throwing the legs up here, Phil.
Just trying to creep round, create that angle. Denning needs to square those hips off right away. Good work. And Gallagher's not really absorbing a lot of damage in this position.
No, he really has. As in, he's in this position. Yes, he's on his back, but he hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. Is he happy with the performance so far, do you feel, Phil?
I think he's going to be a little bit annoyed with himself that he gave up position, as he's known for such ground dominance, but I think he's going to put it to rights now with attempted that trip takedown.
Denning went to throw a big right hand, and that's happened at the opening stanza of round 2 and 3 now. Denning maybe harshly or rashly throwing a big shot and allowing Gallagher to change levels. Right in the center of the cage as well, so looking to excellent work. That was just beautiful strength, Phil. The post wasn't there from Gallagher on his right hand side, and Denning used it to reverse.
But Carl Gallagher's intelligent enough to know that he cannot stay in this position for the majority of the round. Going to have to open up the hips, open up the guard, and try and work something. Denning, if he wants to be a little bit more dominant, is going to have to posture and land his strikes.
There's an old saying as well, Phil, in fighting, in any combat sport, that you have to take the belt from the champion. It almost has to be a big victory, and you normally see close decisions going with a champion, and just as I say, that beautiful reversal by Gallagher, he done what Denning just done.
Exactly.
Used the no post on that side and just reversed. Beautiful work.
And it's using the momentum. It's not just pure brute strength, it's using the momentum of your opponent. Carl Gallagher's bound to be happy in this position.
As a fighter, Phil, when you're in a position like this, I know it depends, each fighter is different, but do you go looking for the finish, or are you happy to keep working?
I think if you're in Carl Gallagher's position right now, you're the champion, you know that you've done well in the first round, you're in the dominant position in this round. I think Carl's going to be happy just if something presents itself, take it, but not take any unnecessary risks.
Yeah, that's fair. He's just smothering his opponent with his chest right now. Dominant position by Gallagher, and Denning, to his credit, is trying everything to get out of there.
If he wants to be competitive in this fight and stay alive, he has to explode and try and work some kind of offense.
Carl Gallagher, he said to me that if everything's gone well tonight at Clan Wars, he's going to make his way down to Metallica in Slane. So enter Sandman, enter the champion.
But right now in this fight, nothing else matters.
Fantastic. We'll stop there. Denning, again, it just must be frustrating. Title challenger tries to book out there. This time Gallagher rolls with it, gets the hooks in. Excellent movement, flowing with the wave that was Denning trying to escape.
It looks like he's focusing his attention on one wrist there, and now he's landing big strikes. Again, perhaps to open up that rear naked choke with which he won the title.
I'm sure Jordan Denning is fully aware of that and will protect that neck.
May switch to an armbar here. Momentarily, just looked like he was underhooking.
9 minutes of title action is almost up, and that is it. Your champion, has he made his first defense? Jordan Denning looks a little frustrated as he's walking around, and that again is the systematic shutdown that is Carl Gallagher. Ultra impressive, Phil.
And as we've said earlier, it's the responsibility of the other fighter to stop somebody like Carl Gallagher imposing that type of a performance in them.